Hey guys, it's Jane. It's Friday today and I'm back for Friday Reads. This is going to be a super abbreviated one because I've got the kids home from school and they're running around like maniacs, and I've tried to film this about 3 times and it always ends in screams and banging doors, and I just can't go there. So I'm just going to zip through what I've read this week and we're going to just leave the detail for another day. So I finished 4 books this week. I finished Leigh Child's Personal, which is number 19 in the Jack Reacher series. This is a bit of a change of pace in the Jack Reacher series. Jack Reacher is an ex-military police officer who's become a kind of drifter in America. In this one, he is pulled back in to serve the army's purposes because a sniper has done a dastardly thing in France, and the signs suggest that it's just possible that this sniper is a guy that Reacher put away into Leavenworth 16 years previously, and so they need his expertise to kind of help track down this guy. So it's got a much more international, political, kind of high stakes kind of feel. Most of the Jack Reacher stories are much more local. The second book that I finished was Magic Shifts by Ilona Andrews, which is number 8 in the Kate Daniels series. I'm loving these. I can't actually tell you terribly much about this one seriously because spoilers for stuff that happens earlier in the series are really, really integral to this book. But suffice to say, it's an urban fantasy series that I'm really enjoying, and this episode was no exception. I also have started 2 new series this week. One was Michael Underwood's Geekomancy, which has got a really interesting premise, but I thought was a bit let down by the execution. So the idea is that you can get magic through genre emulation and pop culture nostalgia. So so there are people with Jedi like lightsabers that actually work and things like that, and watching an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer can kind of up your ability to do kung fu or whatever. So it's a really fun premise, but as I said, I thought the execution let it down a little, and I'm not 100% certain that I'll be continuing on with that one. But the other series that I started, I really enjoyed. Off Armageddon Reef by David Weber is number 1 in his Safehold series. The premise of this is that in the future, starfaring Earthlings come upon a vastly superior alien species who have decided that they don't want any other race to be spacefarers, and completely destroy the human race except for a small group who were sent off to a single planet and brainwashed. All the people on this planet were brainwashed in a very particular way, but the idea being to try and control the level of technology that these people produce to keep them safe, ignorant and safe, of the threat in the stars. There are different factions who are in control of this project, and some people just want the folk on this planet to just go nowhere, never develop technologically, and the other sort of faction is saying, well, no, they actually need to know about this threat, and they need to know what they can, how to counter the threat, or what they need to do to aim to counter the threat. And it develops into this, this world where people sort of believe, like as in a religion, in particular things that they have been completely made up. I'm saying that in a kind of jumbled way, but it actually makes a huge amount of tension. So in the vast majority of this story, there's one character who actually knows what's going on, and she is a robot type character who is the a remnant of a personality print of a lieutenant, of one of the space people who were part of one of the final battles, and she knows what's actually going on, and nobody else in their entire world knows or understands what's going on. They all believe the thing that their forebears were taught, that and they hold those things as if it's a religion. And it's a really interesting start to a story. I'm looking forward to reading more of this, but that's all I'm going to take time to tell you about today because of the screaming outside. At the moment, I'm reading Shadows of Self by Brandon Sanderson. Once I finish that, I will pick up Six of Crows, which I've also got on my e-reader at the moment. Then I'll be all caught up for the BookTube SFF Awards, because if I don't do it now, I probably may not get a chance to do it. So that's that, and I hope you're all well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.